Hello, welcome to Finishing Touch. My name is Riley James, a podcast via the State Soccer Network. We're here today. We have a fantastic show for you today. Today's show is sponsored by Dagon Media. The biggest social media sites make billions of dollars each year. Carve out your own piece of that money with Dagon Media. They create a social media website for a specific niche that you are passionate about. Packages include a website, sales landing pages, marketing tools, and other resources for you to start growing your new website and selling advertising just like the big media sites. Contact Dagon Media today and you will receive 1 free month of generated traffic to your new website. Join the community of social titans today. With a member of the Birmingham Legion. He is not only a player, but the coach of the academy. Quite a unique situation. Can't wait to dig into that with him. We have Marcos Ugarte. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, Riley. Thanks for having me.
It's very, very interesting situation what you got going on in Birmingham. So can you kind of explain and give us a better idea of what you do as a player and also part of the academy?
Absolutely. I'll give you a little bit of information on our academy program first and foremost. So it's a part-time academy. So what that means is all of the players that are under our umbrella also compete full-time with the local clubs in the Birmingham area. And when I say part-time, it also means that obviously we are not working with them on a full-time basis. On a 3-4 times a week, but more so of a once a week, and sometimes that picks up depending on the time of the year. But it's been a really unique model. It's great for the kids to experience a little bit of a different environment, a professional environment, but also compete with their local clubs still on the weekends. So, and it's also great for us because we get to have our eye and have a pulse a little bit on the talent in the area. So it's worked out really well so far.
So obviously I've lived here I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana. So
Okay.
I know about soccer in the South, and I know it's not always, it's very spotty and it's very regional. So
Right.
what have you seen out in Birmingham? Is the soccer scene big there? Are the kids talented enough to play on a professional level? Like, what is the soccer scene like in Alabama?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I'm not from here, so I didn't know what to expect so much, but it's caught me by surprise in a really good way. So especially working with these players now, almost for a year now, there is certainly talent here in Birmingham, and you can see that from a global landscape too, with Chris Richards over at Bayern Munich, and we've had the Servania brothers and Tanner Tessman overseas in Italy now. So yeah, we there is certainly talent here, and I think Birmingham is certainly a big youth soccer hotbed. And, recently, we've had players from our academy commit to some pretty top ACC schools: UNC, Clemson. We have a player at UVA, already a player at UNC. So certainly, there's lots of talent here. Players that have already trained with us on a first team basis as well, occasionally. So yeah, a lot to work with. We're excited about that.
Well, congratulations on the success of the academy program so far, getting players in those types of situations to play college. I want to go back to you a little bit. Obviously, you said you're not from here. I have it that you're from Madrid. Is that right?
I was born in there. Born in there. Moved to Providence, Rhode Island when I was 4, where my mom is from. So I really, was raised in Providence.
So you ended up going to Providence and then transferring over to Michigan. The college scene back when you were playing, obviously it's a lot different from now. A lot more
Yeah.
exposure is given to these college kids now. So can you kind of go through your time at Providence and Michigan and compare it to what you've seen guys go through now? Because I mean, obviously you have connections with college players
Right.
through your time at Birmingham.
Right. Yeah, certainly. I would say that the most glaring difference is the level in talent from when I was playing as a youth and even in college to now. It seems like every year or every so couple of years the talent of kids is rising, and that's not a surprise why you see professionals now at 17, 18, 19 years old. So yeah, I mean, I certainly enjoyed my time at Providence. I had a really good year my first year, and Coach Akadeli, the coach at Providence at the time, who recruited me and someone I've known for a while, got the job at Michigan and decided to spend one more year at Providence, but then followed him over there and really enjoyed my time at Michigan too. And certainly the level at each place was good, but it's exciting for me to see some of these kids that I'm working with now being able to train and cope with the first team environment, something that certainly I'm not sure I would have been able to do at that age.
By the way, 11 goals in college from midfielder. That's pretty good.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not too fond of my college career. I think I did all right, but I found a way to continue playing, so I was happy about that.
You did continue playing. You went to Rochester in 2015. Obviously, coming up through USL, USL was kind of in a weird spot at that point. It was growing, and obviously we've seen it blow up over the last 6 years, and it's been fun to watch. So the early days of USL, how have you seen the league grow, and what better opportunities are now for younger players?
Yeah, that's been what night and day when I first was in the league in 2015 to now. It's really remarkable to see the growth of the league, the quality of the players, teams, the professionalism is grown leaps and bounds. So kind of proud to be of that old guard in some way, if you will, back in 2015, because I kind of I know the hardships certainly that players dealt with at that time, and certainly it's second division, right? So it's still not easy for many players, but it's great to see the standard raise and again the professionalism from a lot of clubs really grow. And yeah, like you just mentioned, that gives so much opportunities for the youth, and you can see all these USL clubs now have a vested interest in building academies and identifying players in the local market. So it's been a huge positive.
Brief interruption. We are looking for advertisers for the State Soccer Network website and the app. You can advertise to over 2,000 daily users on statesoccernetwork.com and the SSN app. Plans start at $30 a month, but mention our show in the email and you will get 1 month of that free. Contact statesoccernetwork@gmail.com for more information. And back to the show. If it's okay, I'd like to talk about some adversity. So you missed 2017. You were unattached and you were out with an injury. To be able to bounce back from that, can you talk about what you went through as far as making sure that you're physically ready to play, but also mentally ready to play and make such a big move like going to Denmark? Can you talk about that process a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was wow, whirlwind of a year or two for sure. Injured myself in 2016 while I was playing Rochester, and I was having a really good run, and had a bad injury. Ended up going back to Michigan to finish out my degree because I left the semester early, and that also gave me an opportunity to volunteer as an assistant coach with the team. So super grateful for that opportunity. Learned so much. Always had it in my mind that I wanted to give it another shot and not end it just right there and then. So opportunities were really hard to come by after missing a year of football. So was able to latch on to a Division II side in Denmark, which was the third tier. And what an experience, what a learning experience, talking about adversity. I was there on my own and not a lot of cash in my pocket, and it was the goal was always could I make it back to the level that I was at. So that year in Denmark was great in so many ways because I played a lot of games, which is what I needed after coming off from injury. It also allowed me to see a different type of football too, which was a great experience. So certainly difficult moments for sure during that year, but all worth it in the end, and all experiences I can look back on.
2 follow-up questions based on that. One, what did you get your degree in at Michigan?
Man, I'm always ashamed to tell people because it's not relevant at all to what I'm doing or what I will do. and there's a little backstory behind why I chose this, but I majored in cultural anthropology. Yeah, it can tell you where my head was at in terms of just wanting to be a pro really badly. But when I transferred over from Providence, not all credits transferred over, so I wanted to make sure I could finish on time, or roughly on time, and that was one of the majors that allowed me to do that. So that's why I chose that. But anyway, it was, I took some great classes and enjoyed it as well.
I mean, cultural anthropology, that's quite the degree for a professional soccer player. Which that's hilarious. And then secondly, more of a serious tone, as far as having the injury and going to Denmark and experiencing that different type of soccer. What have you told your players about that, and about going out and maybe experimenting or trying different things beyond America and beyond USL and MLS?
For sure. You know, O'Reilly, and it doesn't always happen, but I try and not use myself so much as an example with the players I coach. Because I don't want to reference my career so much, and hopefully they can surpass me. I'm sure a lot of them will, but what I do try and really emphasize is take nothing for granted. And that's something that we preach a lot, and making sure that whenever they're stepping in between the lines, it's standards are really, really important, making sure that they're there to improve, and that their quality is high, and not to just be out there to be out there, because someday the game's gonna go by and you're gonna be done, and you want to make sure you finish out whatever level you reach with no regrets. It's something that I've always tried to do, and so I really stress some of those principles with those players. It's I'm a young and upcoming coach, so it's new for me, and I got to find ways to make sure that whatever messaging I give to them, that it sticks. But those are something that I certainly take pride in.
One last interruption before we finish the show. Finishing Touch is now looking for sponsors. We have 3 ad spots, as you saw today, and 100,000 views the first 8 episodes of this show. It's only going to get bigger. We thank you so much for the hot start that we've had, and we want to advertise your company in one of those 3 spots. Contact statesoccer@gmail.com for more information, and please enjoy the end of the show. So you're not using yourself as an example for a lot of those situations. What about your national team experience with the U.S.? I mean, U17, U18, obviously you played during high school and based in Rhode Island. Those experiences, maybe not so much what you did, but just being in the camp, being around those guys, being in the U.S. national team system. Do you share any stories from that, or maybe some wisdom with the guys over at Birmingham?
Yeah, you know what? That it was very short. It was a very short spell. I think it was one camp for about a week that I was involved in. My senior year in high school was a really good year when I was playing in club. So I was able to get some honors from that, and taste a little bit of what that level was like from a national team camp standpoint. But yeah, I wish I wish I lasted a little bit longer in that environment, but yeah, I think again, what I can always remember from that experience was obviously the level, right? But just at that age already, the intensity and the focus and desire to really be the best. And again, it kind of goes back to what I'm trying to preach to these kids, and making sure that whatever they do, and in this case, on the training pitch is making sure they're maximizing their abilities, and taking nothing for granted, because you never know. You gotta be fully invested, and that's going to create more opportunities for them, right? The more, we reward players for sure. I think that's what's great about the system we've set up here is academy players get rewarded, and the better they do and on and off the field, they get opportunities to train with the first team, and that's huge.
Last thing here, and I'll let you go. Thank you again so much for the time. This has been awesome.
For sure.
Now, obviously, there's a lot of soccer cities in America now. We have seen an explosion of sport with USL teams popping up, MLS teams being added every year. What makes Birmingham so special from your opinion, not only in the first team side in USL, but what you guys are doing with the Youth Academy? Why should people care about the Birmingham Legion?
Yeah, great question. I think from my academy, from that perspective, there's the youth here in the Birmingham area are in love with the game, and there's so many clubs in and around this area, and it's soccer from a youth standpoint is massive here, and the fact that there's now a professional club here in Birmingham, I think is terrific. And growing up in Providence, the Revolution was in my backyard, right? And so those were games and players, and that was a platform that I could always look at and really just think about. It's sort of aspire to get there. So yeah, I mean, the success of the club sort of speaks for itself too, in terms of now we're hosting a playoff game in year 3. So I think it's just going to grow. But yeah, more than anything, just for young players to be able to watch on a weekend a professional game at a good level is, you can't replicate that. It's and I think we're already seeing the benefits of it. Hope that answers your question.
No, it does. And the fact that you guys are hosting a playoff game in year 3 is quite incredible. Congratulations on a wonderful season. Best of luck in the playoffs. I thank you so much for the time, Marcos. This has been awesome.
Thanks, Riley. Appreciate it.
Hi, thank you so much for watching the show. We really do appreciate it here at the State Soccer Network. We also have some socials for you to check out: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at State Soccer Network. And at the State Soccer Network, we also have a website, statesoccernetwork.com, as you can see right there. It's available in the show description with a direct link to find out how to sign up your local high school soccer team and contests and events to win prizes. We also have an iOS app available in the App Store. Thank you so much for watching the things that we make. It really does mean a lot. And remember, the State Soccer Network, a place where you can become the next great American talent.